Okay, let's try and make this another 2-minute video. Not sure if I can explain this in 2 minutes. Excuse the bird noises. We have a nice misty morning this morning. Apparently there's a whole bunch of snow somewhere, and that's what's causing this, I guess. Anyway, that's not too relevant at the moment. What is relevant, and I've been through this before, I went through it at the meeting the other night, but I need to reiterate it because leading on from that last video last night, the short one, it still seems that people don't quite get this thing about the voting and all of that. And I need to, at this point, explain something, that we have a by-election coming up now. Okay, what I'm going to talk about now doesn't really pertain to that too much, although it will affect it. But what it does, what I'm going to talk about now, definitely does have an effect later on at the next municipal election, and who gets voted into power. What a ridiculous term. Who gets voted in to control the purse strings and all of that in the municipality, and of course how that determines your quality of life to some extent, your environment, the roads, the power, the water, all of that stuff. So for those of you that don't get this yet, and for those of you that don't get why I'm harping on about this, in terms of political control in the municipal situation, the council essentially dictates what will happen in the municipality. That is controlled politically. So what we have is a situation where you have a party with majority of votes that is incapable of managing the situation optimally. Let me rephrase that. They are incapable of managing the situation in a way that is not entirely selfish. They have one motivation, and I say this because it can only be that way. It's based upon history. It seems to be that way. You know that old story about everyone's equal, except some are just more equal than others. Well, so we have the situation where we have the majority political party controlling things. The latest situation we have has been manipulated to a point where the majority is now teamed up with a lesser opposition party, and that is really going to break things completely now. The stealing will continue, the corruption will continue, all of that. If anybody wants to challenge me in terms of inability to manage, or my statements about inability to manage, or corruption, or theft, or anything like that, please do. Please come and show me where that is not happening in the municipality. Come and show me where political motivation is not, and control is not, the main motivating factor in this whole mug of soup. Let's get back to this. So you have a situation where the majority party is controlling things. Then we have a situation where the opposition has a chance to maybe rectify things. We don't know, because we obviously all consider, not all, I do, so probably many of you do too, you all consider that politicians are in general liars. We understand this. They're a necessary evil potentially with the system that we have. And that's another thing. The system is obviously broken, but it's designed to be this way. It's designed to perpetuate the situation. I think it's been that way for millennia. People are just not aware enough to take up on it, or they're distracted enough to ignore it and just carry on going about trying to survive. However, so you have a situation where the majority opposition party that could potentially do some good, or make some changes within the system, make some changes to, you know, where your money goes, because it's your rates and taxes that are keeping all of this ball of rubbish rolling down the hill very slowly. Now, you come along with your frustration and you you go and vote for some little party that gets one seat in the council. Now, that one seat does nothing. I get aggravated because this is like taking way too long to explain, and I shouldn't even have to explain it because people should understand this stuff. You go and vote for something that's not the majority opposition, a case where if you were to win that situation, if the majority opposition gets in and starts deciding things and doesn't do things the way they should, you can beat them with a stick. You have more chance of beating them with a stick than the current situation that we have, the people that are in power there now. They are so well insulated against any form of resistance, you probably don't even get it. However, so you go along and you vote for the whatever acronym it is, with a plus and a minus and the whatever it is, okay? Some stupid little party that's going to get 1 seat or 2 seats or 5 seats or 8 seats, something like that in this council. And in the council meetings, it's chaos. And again, that's designed, and it's all politics and nonsense. And the secondary thing is what is being done in actuality with your money. But you vote these people into a position where they can't do anything. So this is what I was talking about in the last video. Apply some logic. Throw your bloody emotions out the window and stop making decisions based on what you did in the past, or what your grandparents did in the past, or what church you go to, or what language you speak, or the color of your skin, or the type of hair you have, or the color of your eyes. Stop it and take a step back and realize that by making stupid decisions, you are helping to perpetuate this nonsense. The system is designed to take advantage of your emotions. So you've got one chance. Stop voting emotionally. Look at the numbers and look at what you have in terms of an option. If you can vote in the majority opposition, then maybe you have a chance, because maybe you have a chance of holding them accountable. And if you can't, well, okay, next time, or even in the interim, we get them booted out. But next time, you do it differently. Evaluate your options. But don't go and vote emotionally, because, like I said, historically you've done that, or you've been told to do that, or something like that. Because when you've got 1 seat or 2 seats or whatever in the council there, those people can't make any meaningful impact in terms of what's being proposed or anything like that. Their primary focus is to stay in control, in power for themselves, so they get a salary, and then they go and make stupid decisions, and they compromise their ideology and all of that. And here's a thing you need to think about. Do you have any sort of political ideology? Or are you making decisions based on what somebody else is telling you? Like I'm telling you now, I suppose. I'm trying to influence your thinking in a particular direction, but I think it's for the right reason. So think carefully about that. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you any of those things. You need to go and make up your mind. You're probably an adult. But it's time to either change this or shut up and face the consequences. Because, in fact, right now you are facing the consequences. You've made bad decisions in the past. Not you, everybody has made decisions in the past that have led us to the point where we are now. And you have an opportunity to change that in some way going forward. So why not change that? Yeah. I think I'll drink coffee now and make another video about potholes or no electricity or no water or stuff like that. So this is a 10-minute video. It should have been a 2-minute video, but obviously I can't speak fast enough or think fast enough. But give it some thought. If you've got to this point in the video, well done. I commend you for your commitment. Now, give it some thought. You got any comments about it? Let me know. You know, I think you all know where to get hold of me. And it's all very well having these little monologues like this, but having a bit of input from you, having your point of view, that's actually quite important as well, because again, maybe it gives me a different perspective on things. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Give it some thought.